Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzer and welcome back to another Skylanders Giants 100% walkthrough episode. Today, we are taking on chapter number 5, Glacier Gully.
Do you think you could have parked your robot in a colder place?
Yeah.
Alright,
all that hot air
so, of course, a funny little introduction there, and right away off the bat, as I always do, a little bit of a summary of what you are gonna need. So first off, we are met with frigid chompies, not jompies. But before we go that way, we're actually gonna backtrack a little bit, drop down right here, an area right here known as Snow Bump. And actually, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work over here. You're gonna have to grab this bomb, and don't worry, it respawns, so you have a chance if you mess it up. And that's completely fine if you mess it up. But what you want to do is destroy that temple over there, which will then allow you to see the Luckatron wheel. Now, of course, right now you can't really access it. We'll get to it in due time. But as I always say, a little bit of a summary in terms of what you're gonna need for this level. You're absolutely gonna need a giant in order to pass the level, because there's an area where you actually absolutely have to have a giant. You are gonna need the magic element, and you're gonna need the fire element. Those are kind of the three key points to getting 100% on this level.
Just ignore me. I think because they are afraid of ghosts. I don't mean to bother anyone. I'm just cold and lonely out here.
Alright, so this fella is now gonna go, of course, with us to kind of help us to find the master, the cold master. Okay, come on. Are you kidding me right now? Come on, Pop Fizz. What is going on? There we go, finally. But here's the first elementally locked area. It's relatively early on, as you can see. It's pretty slippery here. Pop Fizzio is not very good at gliding and sliding, but as soon as you open up this area with your magic element Skylander, you're then going to be able to go ahead and position these blocks. You're basically going to push these two into this hole, and that one gets pushed to make a bridge. You will make a crossing, or use the crossing now, I should say, and then you're going to pop this present open to get yourself your very first hat on this level, which is the one, the only purple fedora hat. So you could be very, very stylish and profiling if you want to see what it looks like. Well, bam, look at that. That looks cool. I think all fedoras or any type of like big kind of oddballish looking hats look great on Pop Fizz. Now, before we continue forwards, I'm going to go ahead and switch to this fella, simply because I'm working on my way through leveling him up. Thumpback it is, of course, if you don't know, the giant from the water element. And really, I think he's actually a very, very useful character to have around in this level, because a lot of the areas are very highly powered up by water element Skylanders. So he's a really, really useful character to have around. So we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, this is our first time encountering these laser puzzles, which you're from now on going to have to do quite a bit throughout the rest of the game. So we're going to go ahead and melt that ice cube, and we're greeted by noodles.
That block you melted was for the great evil Ice Master.
No.
You'll pay for this.
Alright, so he wants us to pay for it. I don't think so. So we're going to drop down here now. Or belly flop our way down here, actually, I should say. And we're going to start taking care of a bit of enemies, because we are going to be encountering quite a few here. So now that we took care of them, Noodles is going to jump up there, and then he's going to bring in a couple more guys to take us on. We're going to get rid of this fella quickly. Come here, Executioner. There we... Come on. Come on. What the heck? I don't remember you being this strong. Last time I was able to get rid of that fella relatively quickly. I'm not doing too well right now with Thumpback. When I played this on my first time, I did way better than that. Okay, so, now that you dealt with that situation, as you can see, it is a little bit dangerous, especially if you're... Oh, I forgot, I'm playing on Nightmare mode. That's why it was so much more difficult. I'm like, why is it so hard to defeat these guys? Why are they taking so much damage? Usually it was like 3 bites and he would be gone. But, again, on Nightmare difficulty, as you can see, the enemies are quite a pain in the bottom. So, be ready to deal with quite a challenge. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up the Lucky Wheel of Experience, which of course, when equipped, will allow you to, guess what? Gain more experience from your battles, which is very useful. So we're gonna go ahead and hop up back. Gonna belly flop our way through here. Now this is kind of a two-way puzzle where you have to actually position this crystal first over here. Oh no, sorry, this is not here yet. It's a little down the line. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Alright.
Nice go.
Now that we're done here, so let's continue forwards. Here's the two-way puzzle that I was discussing just a moment ago. So you're gonna go ahead and position this gem to break up the block right over here. And once you've done that, you're gonna maneuver your way over here, and you're gonna just click that once, okay? So you just push that other crystal only once, and then you're gonna go ahead and push this crystal back to where now, as you can see, the refraction from this crystal goes on to this crystal, and then basically, yay, it's a big, fun, happy family. Once you've done that, before you continue forwards, make sure to pick up this story scroll right over here. Excellente. Well, let's go ahead and give it a read. It's the Archean Memory Scroll.
While Archeans tend to remember things above and to the side of them, they have a hard time with things physically below them. Odd as that may seem, it does explain why they generally avoid burying the treasure they acquire. Those who do place treasure in spots requiring a drop in elevation almost always forget about it.
Excellent. All right. Before you continue, again, there's another thing you have to do, and that is get rid of that rock, drop down, and this is where I said you're gonna need the assistance of a giant. This is one of two places, actually. So once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and bring down the house. Yay! And then you're gonna belly flop. Well, you don't have to belly flop. I like to belly flop my way towards the treasure chest. And look at that, we see another treasure chest, and we also see, isn't it interesting, the soul gem for Thumpback right over there. Pretty interesting. We'll get there in just a moment's time. Alrighty, so now that we're done there, we're gonna go ahead and maneuver back and make our way over here. Now, you might be tempted to take out this fella, the Bagaboon. It's our first time encountering him, but you actually need this bombs of his to clear something over here. You need to clear this first, then you're gonna follow this way. You're gonna actually battle all of these Mohawk Cyclopses, who are a little bit of a danger, especially again, oh gosh, on Nightmare difficulty, they're a very big danger. So I'm gonna summon Pop Fizz, who should be very helpful to us. I really forgot, I should have paid more attention early on there, because then I wouldn't have lost so much health. Because it's like, why are these guys doing so much health to me? So much damage to me, not health. So again, on Nightmare difficulty, as I always say, be careful. And I say it, yet I don't listen myself. That's the problem. Okay, there we go. So Pop Fizz, thankfully, his attacks are very, very effective against these fellas. It doesn't matter that they're much more powerful, but as you saw, I mean, that guy did 153 damage to me, so with one attack, that's pretty damaging, you know? That's not an easy thing to deal with. So watch out for the bombs, then you're gonna go ahead and grab the bomb once he tosses it, and you've got just about 11 seconds to run your way right over here. And now you're going to use the second bomb to destroy that temple. And as you can see, that reveals the legendary treasure for this particular level. So we're going to get rid of this fella over here now. And once we've done that, as you can see right underneath here, under a bunch of this mess and all these different pots and pans, we can actually teleport over here now and grab our legendary treasure, which is fantastic. Alrighty, so we got the Floral Reef paint job, legendary treasure, which is fantastic. It actually looks really cool. It's like really psychedelic looking. I don't know. It's very oddballish. Alright, so then when you access the Frozen Tone area, you might be wanting to go that way, but you actually have to do a little bit of hard work right over here. So you're gonna actually go down through here, and this is where you're gonna need the assistance of a fire element Skylander. It doesn't have to be a giant. In our case, it will be a giant. However, it will be the one and only Hothead.
Hey, I'm on fire!
Or Hot Chef, as I like to call him. Alright, so once you're over here, you can go ahead and bring down this barrier. Fantastic. And we're gonna break that down as well. If you want, you could go ahead and have a little bit of a conversation with this smolter guys.
I've got just the perfect spot for you to warm up in. I think you'll find it a pleasant change of pace from this icy, frozen freeze place. Ugh. And if you're looking for a new hat, you might just find one in here too.
Aha! From icy, frozen, yuck place. Okay, so now that we've entered Fiery Thumbs, we're gonna drop down here, and look at that. Now we're introduced to Enfuego Chompies. Earlier on, we were introduced to Frigid Chompies, and now we're introduced to their counter relatives, which are the Enfuego Chompies, which they, instead of freezing you, they just basically explode on you. So they're not too nice either. but they're not too evil either. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and drop down. And we're gonna just continue the drop downs, right? Kind of always focusing to drop towards the left side of the map. Kind of, you see, I'm all like, I could go to the right now, but I'm choosing to go to the left on purpose. Now, right down here in the burnt depths, you can go ahead and play some skystones against this fella. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Now, it's not going to be too much of a difficult challenge. And again, he is one of those guys that you definitely want to visit once you're even done playing. Like, not done playing, but done the main story. Because, of course, if you want to acquire all the skystones, you actually have to battle multiple times. So this is really a great place to come to train. Because he always has more stuff to give you. So you definitely want to go ahead and visit him at least a couple more times, because he'll always have some other skystones for you to pick up from him. I don't remember exactly which ones there were, but I think a couple of the blaster trolls are actually only available from him, I think, at least. So, again, if you're like me and you wanted to collect all 80 of the skystones, this is definitely one of those levels that you're going to be visiting on multiple occasions in order to get everything unlocked. So we're going to go ahead and place this, and I think that this should secure us the victory, unless if he can pull something out that is absolutely powerful like crazy, which he doesn't. And there we go, we win 5-3, very solid score. And now that you're done there, bam, look at that, you get rewarded with the Boom Fiend, which was of course his strongest Skylander. Which is really nice, because I mean, it's really great to have that, it's really useful, and again, it makes your Skystone team a little stronger, which means that other Skystones battles down the line will become easier to deal with because of the fact that now you've got this. Now, if you want, you could go ahead and just jump here, drop down here to save yourself the time of walking all the way down towards this treasure chest right here. And once you've done that, of course, what are you going to do? You're going to go ahead and pick up all the treasure, of course. Alright, we're going to melt some of these crystals right in front of us. And once we're done with that, we're going to melt some more stuff right over here. And we're not going to drop down here. We're actually going to make our way back up. And one more time up right over here. And we're going to drop down. And down once again. Where you are now going to be assaulted by some more In Fuego Chompies. So first off, we'll wait for these suckers. We're going to... Well, I don't know why those guys aren't really coming down. You would think they would. Alright, I'll just take care of them like that. With my oil shower. Alrighty, so then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and... you want to push down these bricks just so that they're kind of out of your hair and out of your way. And once you've done that... Well, actually, I'm not done yet. I have to push this one. The most important thing to get down is the crystal, really. Because that is your main component for success on this area. So, once you've done that, drop on down. And then you've got a little bit of finagling to do in this level. So, we're going to go ahead and push that crystal here. We're going to push this crystal to face right across from the crystal that we just pushed a second ago as well. So that now that we're done with that stuff, we can go ahead and position this down. And right over to here. Now with this, we're going to do a little bit more finagling. So as you can see, quite a bit of stuff to move around and twist and turn and twist and turn. So, definite... Oh, gosh. No! Wait. A little bit of an error on my part. A little bit of an error on my part. Because you actually have to push that one more time. I forgot. And then you're going to make kind of a... I was going to say a T-shape, but it's not really a T-shape. My goodness, stop pushing everything, hothead. I know you're strong. You don't have to show off. But there you go. So basically, as you can see, this is the positioning of the crystals that you want. This one positioned to face... It's kind of like... Here, let me ride over here so you can see. I hope you guys can tell, right? So this is kind of the shape of what it's supposed to look like, right over here. Hope you can tell now. So now that the gates are opened for us, now we're going to go ahead and access the gates. But be careful, because as soon as you access the gates, guess what happens?
Ambush.
You get ambushed! My goodness.
Toast and toast.
Alrighty. So now that you've been ambushed, you're gonna take this fella on. And as you can see on Nightmare difficulty, my goodness, he's got a ton of health. I didn't even realize that he would have this much health. Like, this is a little crazy in my opinion. A little too much health, to be quite honest. He does 260 damage to you, so it's quite a challenge, really. I did not even expect to have to face something quite as strong as that. But again, that's what the nightmare difficulty is all about, you know? I mean, it's there to make the game much more challenging, and it definitely does that. I mean, it makes it to the point that you really have to work hard to face off against this guy. So, of course, I'm just going to do a little bit of spamming here with Pop Fizz. I'm going to summon some of these purple minions of ours so that we can kind of get his health low a little bit. And then after that, what I'm going to go ahead and is switch to our green poison potions in order to really... Oh, wow. Really? Come on. This fella is really strong. So... luckily for us though, the good thing is that we've already unlocked both elementally locked areas that are important, so we've dealt with that. But again, as you can see, on nightmare difficulty, things get very difficult. I mean, like the difficulty spike is a little ridiculous. Just how much it really goes up is pretty spectacular and astonishing. So once you're done that, you're going to be rewarded with a watermelon. The gates will now open, and now you can go ahead and pop this present open to get your second hat, which is, guess what it is? It's a firefighter's helmet. Cool. Wow, did you see how much it upgrades things? You get plus 20 in critical hit damage. So, a very useful tool. Then go ahead and use that teleporter. And now you can go ahead and work your way back up this chain. Doesn't look very safe now, does it? But if you're a Skylander, you don't have anything to worry about. So once you're done with that area, you're going to come down here towards the frozen toe, where again Noodles is going to say that now he's going to bring a couple more fellas to deal with you, and we don't mind anything. Bring on the challenge, Noodles. We're going to make noodles out of you, that's for sure. And we're going to keep clearing these enemies. Now we got to deal with some of the Mohawk Cyclopses. So a great variety of enemies for sure, for certain. And now here comes the Executioners, who are very strong. I mean, these guys are almost a little too strong in my mind. There we go, excellent. Victory will be ours. It doesn't matter what he thinks. There we go. So now watch out for the bombs. And we're going to actually go ahead and use these bombs to clear our enemies. There we go, that's one. And this fella is going to miss. We're going to grab the other bomb right over here, and that's two. And of course, as you can see, the good thing about the nightmare difficulty is you get a ton of XP. So that definitely is a very beneficial factor. So right here, there's a bit of a challenging area. Oh gosh darn it, I messed it up. So you're gonna go ahead and run, and once you've done that, you can drop down here. So here, there's quite a few things that you need to do. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and cross over here, grab our soul gem. That's the first thing you want to do. Do not move that block until you have got the soul gem, because otherwise you're gonna have to come around and do it again. So you get to unlock Blowhard for Thumpback. Very cool. Alrighty, then once you're done that, you're gonna go ahead and drop down and position that block right over there, and then you're gonna have to go ahead and rinse and repeat the same process that we just did a moment's time ago. Come on, you can do this. I know you can do this. There we go. Alrighty. So once you're done that, you're gonna drop down, I said. Thank you, Tree Rex. And then you're gonna go ahead and continue pushing this block. Once you've pushed that, remember that treasure chest we saw next to the soul gem not too long ago? Well, now we have access to it, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up all the goodies that we can right over here, which is fantastic. Look at that, over 20,000. Cool. Okay, wait, let me smash some stuff over here as well. Don't forget those. And then you're gonna go ahead and enter this cave right here, which is known as the Icy Drain part of this chapter. Of the Glacier Gully chapter, and right here you're gonna be greeted by Urick, who's gonna be selling you some cool stuff. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at what he's got in his shop. Good thing we've got a ton of treasure. So let's see what he's got to offer. So it looks like he's gonna sell us a propeller cap. Sure, let's go ahead and pick that up. A top hat, that sounds kind of cool. Now, this is a really good place to get some good Skystones. For example, this Archean Jouster is very useful, so go ahead and pick that up. It'll make your Skystones battles easier. If you had a hard time in that fiery area against the Smolter guys, you could come here first, get some Skystones, and then go back in order to win. And the other thing that is really cool, I think that this is the first time that we are introduced to Skystone cheats, which allow you to basically pay $500, and then when you're playing Skystones, you just use that thing and you win the Skystones battle automatically just because you've got a cheat. You are a cheater, but at the same time, you're also a winner. You're a cheating winner. Alright, so now that we're done here, we can actually progress forwards and continue our adventure. We're gonna run our way through here, grab this key, then continue to just completely berserk run our way over here now. And we're gonna grab the second key right over there. Now, do not take out that bag of boom fella just yet. Or at least that's what I do. I don't take him out right away. I leave him for a little bit later. Now, right... No. Wait. Come on. Tree Rex, please. There we go. Oh, no. That's the wrong spot. I'm sorry. Wait. Not here. It's the next circle. It's the next running place. Right over here. There we go. So right here, you can actually go this way first. To grab some extra coins. I'm just showing you guys again, as I always say, I try to show you everything kind of where you can benefit from within the entire level. So once you've done that, go ahead and collect some more goodies over here. And you're gonna go ahead and collect some more stuff here. Then you're gonna drop down here to grab your winged sapphire, which is very, very useful. Of course, another 2% discount in the store, so your upgrades get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as you get more of these unlocked. That's definitely useful. So again, as you can see, there is quite a bit of backtracking on this particular level, but at the same time, you get a ton of different cool rewards for all your hard work. So we're gonna go ahead and smash all this. Collect some goodies, and then here's the second place where you need a giant, another feat of strength, where you have to go ahead and pull this big ginormous island in. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Now, when I did this with when I played on easy, just a practice run a little while ago, I remember I was using Thumpback, and Thumpback is holding like you know how he's holding a giant chain. I was like, how does he know which chain to pull on? That was pretty funny. Okay, so let's get this sucker opened up so we get ourselves some more treasure from our treasure chests. And as you saw, it appeared right up above there where it said, hey, you found all the treasure chests. Well, it didn't say, hey, you found all the treasure chests. It said all treasure chests have been found. So when you come down here, this is a really, really challenging area. And I'm predicting that on Nightmare difficulty, it's going to be particularly challenging. So it's going to be interesting how well I can actually fare on this. I hope to dear God that I do not lose Tree Rex. But that being said, of course, I've got a bigger army available to me. And again, guys, I'm doing this on Nightmare difficulty just to really add a ton of challenge to this challenge series that I'm doing. So you do not have to put yourself through this type of suffering. You could go ahead and beat this on easy difficulty or something a little more reasonable. Because honestly, I mean, like, the damage is a little redonkulous. Like, you see that? I mean, 200 damage, that's a substantial amount of damage, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna summon Slam Bam to help us out to finish up the level here. Again, this was not planned to go this way, but again, I really was not expecting it to be so difficult to deal with these fellas. So hopefully we'll be able to fare a little better from now on, considering that I'm gonna start playing a little more carefully. Now, after the first wave you defeat, you get a couple of snacks, and then guess what? The assault continues, and this time it's quite substantially more difficult, because this time you've got to be dealing with not one of the executioners, but quite a few of them. So be ready to get your butt kicked at least a couple of times again, especially on Nightmare difficulties. So just another warning for you out there. Be very careful and try to avoid getting frozen by the frigid chompies, because think about it, if they freeze you, then you have to deal not only with the fact that you are frozen, but now the executioners have not a moving target anymore, but they can just completely pinpoint you. And when they're doing 100 damage with the spinning attack and 215 damage with the regular attack, yeah, guess what? That's not a really ideal thing to have to deal with. Okay, so as you can see, quite a few executioners. Once you've dealt with all that, this was kind of the, well, not kind of, this was literally the most difficult part of this chapter. This was the most complex thing to deal with. Now we've got all 3 keys, and we can go ahead and open up this gate now for ourselves, which is fantastic. And now it's time for a little bit of a puzzly component once again, which I don't mind, that's fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and move this block, and then we're just gonna move this crystal back one spot, okay? So before we continue, actually, I'm gonna let this sucker throw his bomb at us. There we go. And you're gonna grab the bomb, and you can go ahead and blow this up right here to get yourself some extra treasure. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that you could destroy that little tower over there as well for a little additional treasure. Sometimes it was a little more valuable. I think last time when I did this, there was like 60 or 70 treasure there. So just always take advantage of it if you can. Now, as you can see, now the laser has been obstructed. Its view has been obstructed by the brick right there. So what you're gonna do is just, before you continue melting that, you could actually go ahead and twist that over here, because you actually need to melt the block over there as well to make your way through. So you're just going to click it, I believe, 3 or 4 times, and then you're going to keep rotating it another whole circle so that you can guide the laser up now, as you can see, because now the laser refracts all the way to the top so that we can go ahead and release the giant robot from his ice prison. So once we're done that, we can go ahead and use this jumpy pad. Come right over here, push this lever twice, and there you have it. That is going to release the giant robot from his prison of icicles. And there you have it, guys. That will bring another chapter in the 100% walkthrough to a conclusion. Again, as you can see, we did most things correctly, except for 2 things actually there. No lives lost, so that's another thing that you got to watch out for. So if you're playing on Nightmare difficulty, some chapters you're probably going to need to do like 3 runs. 1 quick run, 1 focusing on collections, and 3 not trying to lose any lives, because as you can see, I mean, a lot of your Skylanders are going to lose at like 3 shots to an Executioner, so just be very, very careful, and much more careful than I was this time around. But there you have it. As far as the collections, I showed you everything, how to unlock for Glacier Gully. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button to show support, so I can see support and then upload more for you guys. Thanks all for watching this episode again. You could also share the videos and favorite the videos. Those are other fantastic ways to support the channel, the community, and this particular series. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Make sure to subscribe to not miss out on any future episodes of either Skylanders Giants Heroic Challenges, Skylanders Reviews, or, of course, the 100% walkthrough. Thanks a lot for watching once again, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, and see you later.